Hey friends, welcome back to Llama Mama Kayla's Yarn Tube. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today I am working in the dining room because my project is too large for my desk. So I had to move to the dining table, and we are putting that sea turtle together and completing it in this video. So come along with me and let's get busy. Hey friends, how are you all doing today? I hope you're having a wonderful day. I am going to finish up this turtle today. As you can see, I've done a lot of work on it. Big Daddy helped me put the head on it, so we'll flip it over in a minute and see what it all looks like. But right now, I need to stuff this before the hole gets too little. And I really hope I have enough stuffing. I hope I have enough stuffing to do this. I probably will, or it'll be okay, whatever I do have, but I'll probably put all that I have on into this. So, more stuffing in my future. I'm just trying to get some in there, and then I'll start working it around. Oh. So what are you guys all up to today? Today is fair day for us, so we will be entering things into the fair. Today, later on today, I got up so I could start work at 8 o'clock this morning. And we're not, the fair entry section doesn't open until like noon. So I have a good 4 hours. And I don't have to go right at noon. I think they're open until, they'll take entries until 6 p.m. But I have to get there way before that because it takes a while to do entries. That's not like a quick thing. Oh my gosh, sometimes it can take forever. But I don't have all that many projects. But when my kids were little, and we would have my projects, plus both of their projects, it could take a long, long time. No, Sassy, no. At one time, like you have to go up to the counter and get a form. You have to get a number and a form, and so then you have to go and fill out that form with each of your items and the categories and all that kind of stuff. Each category has a number. You have to put a tag on each of your projects that has all your information on it and your assigned number plus everything else. And then you have to go around to all the different tables that accept projects for different categories. And so you sometimes have to wait in line for that. But then when it's your turn, you get up there and you go over your project and your number, and they enter you into their official book. I mean, it's a process. It's a process. It's not just a drive up and drop off thing. It's very detailed, which, you know, they have to do that to be able to keep up with everybody's projects and all that kind of stuff. So it does take some time. You know, like I said, when my kids were little, they entered stuff in the fair every year. They worked on stuff all year long. They also took art classes and different things like that at co-op or homeschool co-op. So they would have a lot of projects. And then the week before the fair, we would finish up any projects or do any last minute things. You know, my kids called it Art Week, scarier than Shark Week. And so, anyway, one year, I ended up in the hospital on fair day. the day that you enter stuff into the fair. So, and Big Daddy worked weekends at that time. And so I was like, how is my kids going to get their stuff up there? So I called my brother and asked him, would he give my kids a ride up to the fair and let them enter their stuff, their projects in the fair? And he said, yeah, I can come at such and such time. I got something later on, you know, whatever. He had something he's going to that evening. And I was like, okay, I appreciate it, you know, thank you. So he come and got my kids and all their stuff, and they went to the fair to enter projects. I knew what time he picked my kids up, so I was just kind of waiting to hear. Several hours later, he texted me and said something along the lines of, you didn't tell me it was going to take this long. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. It does take a long time. He was filling out stuff. Dakota was filling out stuff. And I don't know, Elijah was kind of little at the time, but so I don't know what he was doing. But they were filling out stuff, trying to get it all together, working together to get it done. Oh, but they got it all entered, and my brother made it to his event. But yeah, it does take a good few hours up there. This is taking a good bit of stuffing, but I do want it stuffed well. Trying to get the stuffing all up in those sides. Stretch it out in there. So when I'm stuffing my little amigurumis, I put my hands in there and do my fingers outward to create this tunnel, and it fills the plushie out to the side, because you want it full. I mean, if you're going to make a plushie, you want to stuff it correctly and not just grab wads of stuffing and put in there. You want to spread that stuffing apart and let air get up in there. And then fill the hole that you made. Sassy's just watching me. She's like, oh, now she's putting stuffing in my bed. No, Sassy, that's not for you. Although she kind of thinks it is. When I was working on it at my desk, she laid down in this part, and I was having to turn the whole thing with her in it. It's like, Sassy, this is not what it's for. You have beds. Pauline made y'all some beds. Go lay in one of those. And those would be very comparable to this, because they're made of yarn. Sassy's like, let me push some of that in there. Alright, I'm going to try to do another round here. Oh. Big Daddy brought his desk chair in here for me to sit at. Oh, it's kind of low. It's kind of low. Okay, so I think I'm on row 11. Oh, this might be too low for me to work. I think it is. Let's see if the chair will raise up any. Row 11 is, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Row 11 is 3 single crochets and a decrease. Oh yeah, that chair raised up a lot. He had it so low. Moose ass. Ooh. Alright, Moose assy. Okay, so we had got Big Daddy this chair computer desk chair, whatever you want to call it, at Marketplace one time for 20 bucks, and so it was a really good purchase. I don't know. Trying to see the best place to put my yarn. I think I said 3 decreases, no, 3 single crochets and then a decrease, which looks like what I did on this row. But hey, we can do it again. Whew. Yeah, I'm glad Fair Day is here. Like I said, I didn't finish all the projects that I had, talked about doing. My health has just been up and down, and honestly, I even consider going to the ER this afternoon after all this is done. I just have so much going on. And so I almost would consider that. It depends on how I feel after we finish with everything. If I feel like if I feel like I'm just going to get worse and not any improvement, I might end up going to the ER this afternoon, tonight, after all this. I can't remember what I've done, so I'm just going to crochet, okay? Oh, goodness. I'm going to decrease now. My memory is really, really getting bad. Like, when I'm crocheting and say I'm counting, like decrease 3 single crochets, decrease 3 single crochets, say I'm doing that. Well, say my yarn splits on me and I have to pull out and redo that stitch. I can't remember what I was on because I'm counting it as like increase or decrease, whichever one, and then I'll go 1, 2, 3, decrease. And I can't remember what I was, was I on number 2 or 3 of the single crochet, or was I in the middle of a decrease or increase? I just can't remember. It's aggravating. It is. I'm sure some of you guys can relate to that. I don't like not being able to remember stuff that quickly, To lose stuff and forget stuff that quickly. Whew, it's aggravating. Then I have to go back and count and find out where my last increase was or whatever it is I'm doing. I like the way this turtle turned out. Now, the pattern for this turtle is a paid-for pattern on Etsy. It is by Sweet Odyssey Art. And the pattern itself is called like Sage, the sea turtle. So if you want to find that, now the pattern is written for 4-weight waisted yarn, 4-weight yarn. I have used the 4-weight yarn and made these turtles. They come out about a medium-sized turtle, but I just had this jumbo number 7 yarn that I wanted to use, and so I just started making it. And so it took, that is the 6, this right here is the 6 ball of yarn, and those balls are 82 yards apiece. So that's the 6 ball for this. The shell took 2 82-yard balls. So you can, figure up if you wanted to make it with a larger yarn, you just have to figure out how much I used. 82 and 82, and 82 times 6. It's not going to use all of that one. It's not going to use all of number 6, but I'm glad I did. I was going to order just one ball. I had to order that on Amazon, and I was going to order just one, but then by the time I went to order it, something just told me to order 2, and I'm glad I did. I ordered 2 because I was thinking 1 was going to be enough, and I was like, well, let me order 2 to be safe. And I was like, well, I don't need an extra one. What am I going to do with 1 of those? And I don't know. I finally did end up ordering 2, and thank goodness I did. And I did order it on Amazon. They had some on Etsy. They had some on eBay. But by the time you paid the shipping on there, it came up to the same as it was on Amazon with free shipping. But it was, the same. So, you always got to consider that. How much is it charging you for shipping? And I figured Amazon was the safest. Like, if I didn't get the product, I think Amazon would have been the safest to get a refund or whatever. I don't know when the last time I decreased was. Maybe right here. Okay, maybe so. And we'll do a couple more. I'm off the pattern. I'm just doing my own right now, I guess. Because I didn't keep up with. But it's okay. It's still going to close. We're still going to close it down. Yeah, experiment with yarns and patterns and use different size yarns, and then use the hook according to your yarn with patterns and see what you like. I have seen, like, on Amazon book reviews, people will give the book a bad review and say, it uses thin yarn and a small hook, and they can't do that. Okay, that's not the pattern. That's not the book's fault. You can't use that. I can't use thin yarn and small hooks, but that's not the book's fault. So when you see a book that has a bad review like that on Amazon, a crochet book, read why. Read the reviews and see why they gave the book. A lot of times it's because the patterns, the book calls for a small yarn and a small hook, and they can't use it. Okay, but don't they realize they can use whatever yarn they want to use and whatever hook size they want to use? Just because the book says use a 2mm hook, you can use a 4-weight yarn and a 5mm hook or 4 or whatever. You'd make it your own. But that always cracks me up. Let people, will give stuff bad reviews because of that. Okay, so now I'm doing decrease and 2 single crochets. I had to dig in my craft drawers yesterday. Here at the end of the dining room against the window over there, I have 3 sets of drawers that are 1, 2, 3. They're 3 drawers high. So in one, the one over here, I have cotton yarn, and the one on this side, I have craft supplies, just all kinds of little craft supplies and junk and stuff like that. And then in the middle, I think it's more craft supplies, things I don't know where they're supposed to go. I don't have a place for them. Things I might need to dig out eventually and need to be able to find. And so, yesterday I needed some stuff out of my craft drawers over here on this side, so I went and dug some stuff out. Okay, I went all around the house after that. I went all around the house, doing a bunch of stuff, got back in there and started, working on my project. And then I had this hair, this gray hair, almost clear hair, and I was like trying to pull that hair off of me, and oh my gosh, it was the longest hair ever, and I was like, my hair's not even that long, and I was pulling the hair, and I was like, oh my gosh, like what in the world? It was just crazy. Come to find out, it was not hair. It was fishing wire, not fishing wire, fishing line, like clear fishing line. When I was digging in those drawers, somehow or another, I must have got it tangled in my Fahlo bracelet of my sea turtle. And I drug that fishing line. It must have just unrolled off of that. As I was walking all through the house, I was getting it tangled on everything, but it never pulled that I felt. And so I just walked all through the house, back and forth, done a whole bunch of stuff. And I had that fishing line attached to me. And also I was wrapping it around everything in the house. Yeah. When I started pulling that hair, I thought, dang, how long is this hair? I mean, this is crazy. Nobody in our house has hair this long. I pulled it and pulled it and pulled it. And I had this huge wad of fishing line. Later, it dawned on me, like, it was so much. I was like, what is this? And then I remembered I had gotten those drawers, and all I could come up with was, it's fishing line. Yeah. So that's what I did yesterday. Was untangle fishing line from all over the house. I just went and cut it in different places and go throw it away and go find some more. And yeah, it was a mess. Who knew? Who knew I was gonna set up a fishing line trap throughout the house that was connected to me? That was funny. I thought it was hair, for sure. I don't know if I'm doing this 2 single crochets or 3. I think I did 3 on that one, but it's okay. I'll just try to remember to do 2. One, 2. Whew, this is a workout, let me just tell you. This is a workout for sure. Yeah, this yarn is very thick and very stiff. It's not like a easy workable yarn. It really is not. But, and it caused my hands to hurt, but that's not real pain. And I'm saying that being jokingly, but it hurts and my hands are in some pain. I've been flexing my fingers and, you know, stretching and all that kind of stuff. But in all honesty, compared to fingers dying and the nerves dying inside your fingers, yeah, it's not real pain. Because that is some kind of horrible pain. This is more like an ache, an achy pain that passes. I got 2 more single crochets. We'll go ahead and take that out. All right, put my stitch marker back in. Hey, Sassy. Okay, so on this one, I'm supposed to do 1 decrease and 1 single crochet. All right. Whew. Decrease. What kind of project are you guys working on today? What have you got going on? I'm just trying to finish up. Look at Sassy. She's like, is my mama doing this for me? Here's Sissy in there doing something. Yeah, tell me what you got going on today. Are you working on any projects? Sassy's watching closely. I think I'm putting this in the fair under the category pillow. Maybe. I might change my mind and put it under novelty. No, Sassy. It's a good thing I'm finished with that drink. Because she keeps going over there inspecting it. Sassy. Ooh, come on, come on. It's getting a little tough. And I remember even with the 4-weight yarn, when I did this pattern, it did get a little difficulties under here. And it did, you know, stretch the yarn, had, you know, holes where you could see the stuffing, but it's on the belly. Whew, okay. I'm ready to close this thing up. My next row is going to be all decrease. And then after that it says just sew it on up. So yeah, we ready. The head turned out nicely, and we didn't even get a divorce while we were sewing that head on. Came close, but we still together. Big Daddy said there ain't no way. There's no way that head's gonna fit on there. I'm like, it has to. He said there's no way. That's the way he is. We are the complete opposite, so. Oh, Lordy. I'll be glad when today is over because I have other things to focus on, other projects and ideas and just things going on. I need to tend to some business that I've been putting off. I hadn't really done anything except focus on this fair stuff and just tried not to let other things slow me down. So I just been ignoring life. I guess you could say I've been ignoring life. Just trying to do these things. Oh. All right. That was a decrease. And a single crochet. Okay, I think I'm gonna stuff this a little bit more. I'm just gonna try to push some all the way around, and I do want some I'm gonna go around. Watch out, Sassy. I'm gonna go around in a circle just to make sure I don't miss any areas. Like I think some more could go right there. Whew. I have a couple more projects here on the table that I need to, you know, finish up. And it's just sewing parts on. Let's see. Most of them is just like sewing a part on and stuff like that. Sew some arms on a doll. Sassy, you do know that's mine. No, Sassy. No. Would you stop? She's like, well, you left it over here like you didn't want it. Oh, I'm getting nauseated. There's some more right there. For sure. Sometimes when you lay projects like flat like this and you're stuffing, now I'm gonna make a hole in the middle again. But what I was gonna say is, and you're stuffing and it's laying on a table like that, it's gonna be flat instead of puffed up. So I'm gonna put a bunch more right there in the middle because I made a big old tunnel. Sassy's just sitting right there watching me. Oh, now she's gonna come and see. What are you putting in my bed? No, Sass. Whew. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If I do 8 single crochets, that's probably gonna, I mean, not single crochets, 8 increases. But you know what? I probably could do a row of single crochet and then a row of decrease, and it might help with that. You know, I think I will do that. I'm standing up to crochet now. Let me just see. If I did a row of single crochets and then come back and did a decrease row, it might help with the gaps, you know, because when you just do decrease, 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 you're really pushing that yarn, and it's not just going to close up as well. You're going to have holes. So it doesn't hurt to modify patterns. You know, if you see, and you know, even though on the last one I did use a 4-weight yarn, but I still had a lot of that. But this, I'm afraid I would have even more because of the size of the yarn. And this might help, or it might not. So I'm just going to do it to see if it does help, because I'd rather it look better than not. And it's not going to hurt it. Whew. Yeah. I'm sweating. My head is sweating. My forehead. I'm getting nauseated. Yeah, I think whenever we get home today, after going to enter the stuff in the fair, I will be getting a shower and going down for a nap. If I don't go to the ER. I think I'll probably just come home and get a shower and go to bed and see how I am later. I'm just, you know, having issues with my legs and some other issues that I don't want to mention, because, you know, I don't mind telling TMI, but sometimes TMI is way TMI. All right. Okay. One more, and then I'm going to decrease. Yeah, I think that just brought the hole a little bit closer together so that these decrease stitches don't have to work so hard to try to pull all this yarn together. I don't think that's fair to expect the yarn to close up and not leave all those gaps. Yeah, I think that was the right thing to do. Because if I had tried, it would have left some more gaps. Like, these are big enough, but I think that would have left huge gaps. Okay. Yeah, I'm just sweating. Not sure, Sassy. Friends, let me just tell you, a lot of work has went into these projects. Working on them while I'm sick. And all that kind of stuff too. Oh, buddy. Alright, it's getting hard to do them. Had a knock on the door earlier. A guy named Eric that lives a road over looking for his doggy, and his dog usually comes and visits me, but I hadn't seen him, and they were just looking for this dog like maybe 2 weeks ago. His name's Knievel. He used to live here, and then he moved off with his owner, which is this man's son. And then they moved back, and Knievel's on the roam again. Told him I hadn't seen him, but if I do, I will let him know. But hell, he thought Knievel might have come over here to see me, because I've taken Knievel home plenty of times. He's a sweet dog. He just wants to come by and say hi. But, whew, I hope he finds him. The dog is getting pretty up there in age. And he said that Knievel's been sick. And so he's kind of worried, you know. All right. Oh, Sassy, no. No, 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 no. All right. One more decrease, I think. Or was that it? No, Sassy. Okay, just get your claws off of this. Silly cat. Now she's going over to trying to get my paper. All right, I gotta get scissors. Now I am going to just stuff what I can in here. I'm trying to push some in all directions when I get it up in there. But I want it to be, you know, fully stuffed. When you're stuffing a plushie, always, and you want it to be like a, you know, a nice firm plushie, always overstuff. Because over time, this stuff is going to settle. It's going to ball up in there. And it's going to ball up. It's going to compact. It's going to get compact in there and all that. So always overstuff because it will lose the tightness over time. I do like most of my plushies tight and overstuffed, and then in time they settle. But unless you're making it for, like a soft, cuddly plushie, like for a baby to sleep with or something, a little child, lovey type thing that you want them to cuddle or something, then you might not want to do it too tight. If you're making it like that, and then what you got in it will compact and it'll just become more snuggly later on, I guess. Alright, I'm done. I'm done. I do want to flip it over. I have a couple tails to weave in. I'm not really going to weave them in. I'm just going to push them down in there. Big Daddy cut one off, and I was like, no, don't cut them, don't cut them. I'll put them down in the head. But he cut one right here. Yeah, right here or right there. I was like, oh, don't do that. He was just going to cut this one. I said, no. Because I'll take that, and if I can get it on the needle and just cut it through. Okay. Let's see if I can cut this. Sassy's like, okay, what are we going to do with this yarn? Sassy, that is not your yarn. Not your yarn. I know she's looking to see exactly where I put it. Can y'all see? No, you can't see her head. She's looking to see where I put it, and then she's going to go right over there in a moment so she can try to get it. She watches me on everything I do. And when I put stuff somewhere, like honestly, in the bathroom, I'm very careful in there, and I try to do things without her seeing me. If she sees me take my dentures out at night and put them away, then she tries to get over there and get them. And so I have to do things without her seeing me. Sometimes she likes to come in there and sit on the toilet and watch me when I'm doing, washing my face and putting moisturizer on and all that kind of stuff. She likes to come and sit there and watch me brush my hair and everything that I do in the bathroom. And then when I'm all done, then she goes and tries to get to the things that I was using. She's a very funny cat. Okay, so there's his belly button. I always say that about my projects, when they have a little hole like that. A little, your round part. I say that's their belly button. I'm just going to do that a couple of times in different directions, trying to, knot it off. Alright, now I'm gonna go back in that same hole and try to just move the yarn around. And I'm going to do that until I can't get the hook back into that yarn. And this is probably it right here. Yep. Okay. And then I'm going to just trim this. All right. And I still got to do, I think, 2 strands there, and I have 1 strand here that I need to put in. But let me just flip it over. Uh-oh. Knock y'all in the face. Sorry. He has a little tail. I like his shell. Stitch marker. And then let me show y'all his face. So I'm not going to do anything else to the face. I mean, he's just a pillow. But I like him. He's pretty big. He takes up half my dining table here. So I appreciate you watching me today and hanging out with me and just keeping me company while I was working. And I hope you was able to work on a project at the same time. I'm going to put in those 3 pieces here. I'm just going to stick those in and just, you know, make them go down as far as I can down in there. And then I'm going to call it done. Done, 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 okay? And I'll see you guys in the next video. Wish me luck at the fair. That we get everything put in and all our business done today. Alright, bye guys. Love you all. Wow, I love how this turtle turned out. It is huge, large, and in charge. So, I don't know what I'll do with this turtle after the fair, but at least I have it to enter in the fair. And I can't wait to see how it does. But thanks for joining me today and hanging out with me while I worked.